Danny? Danny!
I'm sure a lot of you remember the hot coffee controversy that happened with Rockstar Games back in 2005. Just to be clear for like the 5 of you who don't know what I'm talking about, hot coffee was a minigame in GTA San Andreas. The minigame upon release was disabled, but it still remained in the game files. Modders found a way to enable it in-game. So when you dated the girlfriends you could date in the game, and you had a successful date and they liked you enough, they would ask you at the end of it like, hey, you know, you want to come inside for some coffee? Which is, of course, the polite and formal way we as a species has agreed is the way you ask someone, hey, you know, you want to come in and rock the Casbah. You want to come inside and do it. So hot coffee caused a lot of controversy. Rockstar Games had to patch the game and effectively preclude it from possibly being enabled. You know, the ESRB labeled the game adults only, which effectively takes it off the market in places like Australia. You had many concerned members of the public like Jack Thompson and even Hillary Clinton panning Rockstar Games as this evil company that promotes, I don't know, the thing that people do to procreate. I don't know, it's an odd controversy because it's like you're kind of being mad at a video game for presenting the thing that humanity has done since its inception. And for it to be in a video game where you can do all kinds of morally questionable stuff, you know, like going on a chainsaw rampage downtown, to me it seems like not that big of a f***ing deal. But hey, what do I know? I'm just someone with a modicum of common sense. What do I know? You know, I'm not a disbarred lawyer. I'm not someone who lost an election to by far the biggest buffoon we've ever seen in politics. I am nothing but a humble gamer. That's what I am, and that's what I do. And in this video, we're gonna talk about possibly the sequel to Hot Coffee. Yes, Hot Coffee 2 Electric Boogaloo. Now, inspired by this minigame, 2 people set out to make a mod for Red Dead Redemption 2, which would give you the ability to get down to the nitty-gritty with some prostitutes in the game. Now, before I get into Take-Two's response to this, I feel like I should clarify exactly what this mod consists of. This is something that gives you the ability to do the thing we've been able to do in most of the Grand Theft Auto games. You approach a specific type of NPC, you press a button, and then follow them to a secluded location, and from then on, you have some occasional grunts and animations being played. To me, this seems like an awfully benign thing, especially given the fact that this is something that you can do in Grand Theft Auto 5. The same applies to Grand Theft Auto 4, the same applies to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just insane. I don't know, probably, but I feel like that's besides the point. I feel like this is, in and of itself, perfectly innocuous. But it seems like Take-Two Interactive begs to differ, because they've actually sent an email to the authors of this mod. They've said, hey, if you don't take this down, we will pursue legal action. And again, I feel the need to remind people that this is nothing new. In fact, it even reuses assets used in other parts of the game. The animations being played, and I'm gonna have to censor them for fear of Take-Two taking down my video, but the animations used in this mod are used in one of the missions in this game. The grunting noises you hear are used in the game as well. Essentially what they've done is taken assets from the game that actually are used and do appear in a normal unmodified playthrough, and they've enabled those in this side activity they've added. So it's not even a matter of, hey, these modders found a way to enable something that we disabled prior to release. And it's funny, because it only took like 4 days before Take-Two Interactive contacted these 2 people and told them to take the mod down. And again, we're gonna have a look at the email exchange between Take-Two Interactive and one of the modders. Okay, so this is an email from a representative at Frankfurt Kernet Clients and Seltz. It's a law firm based in New York City acting on Take-Two's behalf. I've been trying to reach you by phone, but you haven't answered my calls or returned my voicemail. It's very important that we speak. We represent Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Games, owners of Red Dead Redemption 2, and have become aware of your Red Dead Redemption 2 Hot Coffee mod posted under the aliases JediJosh920 and Unlosing. You probably realize that mods such as this violate the game's end-user license agreement and code of conduct, as well as a host of other legal violations. While this is a serious matter, I'm hoping we can reach a quick and amicable resolution. It would be unfortunate if we had to escalate this further, but we cannot resolve this unless you contact me immediately. And while the mod must be taken down and disabled, please do not delete any data, code, accounts, communications, logs, etc. related to the mod. Again, please do not ignore this email. We are trying to reach an agreeable solution, but this is serious and will not go away by ignoring it. We expressly reserve all rights. Thank you. So at this point, they've said, take it down, remove it, take it off the internet.
Shut that goddamn thing off!
And on top of that, they've also requested that they do not delete anything related to the mod. Now, the reason I find this part interesting is because when it came to a YouTuber like Submoto, they did their research. They looked into any activity they could find on him on places like Discord, and so they archived anything they could find. And the same thing goes for Gaming Damned. If any of you had a look at the legal document regarding the lawsuit between Take-Two Interactive and Gaming Damned, you'll see that they archive a lot of that stuff. They look into your communications on places like Discord, even Twitch. If you do a broadcast on Twitch and you're someone that they are looking into, possibly pursuing legal action against, they're gonna save a lot of that stuff. They're gonna archive it and possibly use it in a court of law. Okay, so here's what Unlosing had to say in response to this. I received your email regarding the hot coffee mod for Red Dead Redemption 2. Could you please be more specific with the policies I have violated? No external assets were used when creating the mod, and all animations and audio were pulled directly from content that's still in the game. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Although there are several violations at play, to name a few, Part I, or Part 1, I don't know which, Part 1 of Rockstar's EULA license conditions prohibits acts like decompiling, preparing derivative works based on or otherwise modifying the software. Part M prohibits violating the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct for online services includes a prohibition on users creating, uploading, or posting material that is vulgar, obscene, sexually oriented, or inconsistent with community standards. The animation and all of the software's content is also protected by copyright law, and the mod infringes on the copyright holder's exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, and prepare derivative works. That being said, frankly, it is the sexual content of the hot coffee mod that is causing particular concern here, and the main reason for why the mod needs to be taken down and disabled immediately. Please let me know when you're available to discuss further. I appreciate you taking this matter seriously. Again, we reserve all rights. You know, to me, this is not a matter of who can legally do what. The problem, as far as I can tell, and the catalyst for this concern is hot coffee. Again, the controversy that happened over a decade ago. Recently, Dan Houser left Rockstar Games, and just as a quick aside, upon Dan Houser leaving Rockstar Games, Strauss Zelnick said that things could not be better, which, I don't know, I find that kinda odd. Dan Houser is one of the main brains behind the operation, and him departing from Rockstar Games, I think that's a bad sign. Now granted, I don't know what the future of Rockstar Games is, but to say that things could not be better, I mean, to me that seems like an awfully arrogant and dismissive statement. This is someone who has been a huge influence on the company, someone who has been kind of like the brains behind the creative operation of Rockstar Games since its inception. I don't know, just my 2 cents on that, I guess. Anyway, so the point I want to get to is that Dan Houser left Rockstar Games, and as soon as he did, Take-Two Interactive stock actually lost value. And so I'm wondering, is the concern behind all of this that there's gonna be a hot coffee to Electric Boogaloo? Is that the concern? If that is the case, I can promise you, Take-Two, that contacting these people, especially after one of your employees DMCA'd one of these people's channels on YouTube, it's not a good move. I'm not gonna show the mod in this video again for fear that my channel gets nuked. But again, does it make any sense to do this, especially given the fact that this is an ability the player has in games like Grand Theft Auto 5? And yet again, it's not even unused content being repurposed. This is people taking already existing assets and changing the point in the game when the animations play, when specific sound effects are played. And just considering the vast array of reprehensible, immoral shit you can do in Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever to be concerned about something so benign and so much of a non-issue. If there are concerned citizens out there that are offended by this, so be it. They're always gonna be there. They're always gonna find something to be concerned about. You know, someone like Jack Thompson got pissed off because you have the ability to kiss other male students and bully. These people are not worth pandering to. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of effort, and trampling on the modding community time and time again is not gonna earn you the trust or respect of any of these people. So the point of this video is not to just point fingers at you and be like, you're stupid for doing this. The point of this video is to communicate to you that this is an exercise in futility. If the concern is public image, then let me be the first person to tell you that it's too late. Sending private investigators to harass people, harassing people's families, and trampling down on the modding community, none of these things will improve your public image. If there's gonna be a controversy, it's gonna happen regardless of what you do. Let it be. This mod exists. It's all already out there. And by attacking it, you're just gonna lead more people to check it out. It actually reminds me of Bully. Bully was banned in Brazil. Okay, so what do you think happened when the game got banned? Do you think people just ignored it and eventually forgot about it? No, it sparked interest. People were like, hey, here's a thing that I'm apparently not allowed to have. Let me look into that. Let me see what that's all about. And so in Brazil, for a long time, you had this community of people playing the game and being fans of it, despite the fact that the government of Brazil told them that they were not allowed to have the game. The same thing is gonna happen yet again with Hot Coffee. If you take any of these people to court, if you take this mod down, people are just gonna pay it more attention. You know why? Because it's forbidden knowledge. It's something naughty that they're not allowed to have. And so, naturally, any person with a shred of curiosity is gonna look into that. So, yet again, it's an exercise in futility.